Hello viewers, this is Kulsum Ahmed. Today I am here with the topic O-Level Specimen Paper. This paper is the specimen paper issued by Cambridge Assessment International Education 2020. So this is going to help those students who are preparing for O-Levels and who want to appear in October-November examinations of O-Level. Number one. Number two, this video is going to help those students who want to appear in any competitive examination, no matter it is Punjab Public Service Commission or Sindh Public Service Commission or Federal Public Service Commission, because the main pattern of assessing the students is the same, and the pattern is actually about cognitive domain. What is cognitive domain? This is about Bloom's taxonomy. In this, we are going to assess the students on 5 grounds. We want to assess the students on their knowledge ability, their understanding ability, how they do the application of concepts, then how do they analyze the concepts, and how do they create their own concept. So on these grounds, all these assessments are being done. So let's start with the paper. This is of 30 questions and you are having 45 minutes, and in public service commissions you have 100 questions and you have 120 minutes. It means the speed of understanding the question should be same for the O-levels and for the any competitive examination. So let's start with the first question. Using all available resources, an economy produces different combinations of 2 types of goods. So this is quite understood that any economy in production possibility curve, we always assume that on one hand we have one production and on other hand we have another production. So your concept to understand production possibility curve should be clear. So it is what that is. We are going to assume that if we are going to have 100 acres of land, and we are able to grow 2 things. One is food, another is cloths, and out of that 1 acre or 100 acre we are obtaining 50 units of food and 100 units of cloths. So this thing should be determined in your mind. You should be knowing that always production possibility curve will take 2 things on 2 axes. Fine, and you should know that all the points upon the production possibility curve are achievable, and all the points inside the production possibility curve are achievable, but those are showing that we are using less resources than our capacities. And a point outside production possibility curve will always tell us that we are going beyond than the possibility line. It means that this may have also negative impact, and so this all scenario should be clear in your mind. Number one. Number two, you should know assumption of production possibility curve. Like we have when we are moving from one point to another, we should know that how much units we are leaving to obtain certain other units of other product. So let's start with this basic knowledge that you should already have in your mind. Fine. Now come to the question. It is more efficient to produce more of cloths than food. Yes, you can see over here that you are able to produce 100 units and you are able to produce 50 units of food. So cloths are of 100 and food is of 50. Now this might be the answer, but you are not confirmed that this is the answer. The second choice is it is only possible to increase the output of cloths by reducing the output of food. Means if you are going to go back from food, you will be getting more of cloths. So this seems correct, because yes, we do face the problem of substitution from one point to another point. Then the best situation is to produce equal units of cloths and food. This will not happen in production possibility curve. This can't be done, so this will be crossed. Then the D is the cost of producing a unit of cloth is always higher than the cost of producing a unit of food. Means to produce cloths is more efficient. Its cost is always high. But over here, this is also not the concern with the production possibility curve. So we are in between choice 1 A and choice B. Now come back to these 2 choices A and B. In A, it is more efficient to produce more of cloths than food. Yes, this could be done, but see the B. It is only possible to increase the output of cloths by reducing the output of food. So this is the assumption of the production possibility curve. So this is the best answer, because this is the assumption and this is going to be the best answer. Let's see what is the actual answer. Yes, B is the actual answer. So we are correct with this. Now come to the question number 2. A government subsidized a new factory in a rural area to create jobs. Now just think about the scene that in a rural area we are going to establish one factory, and it also provided training courses at a college. So the workers who want to work in the that factory, they should be skilled ones. To develop their skills, they have opened up a college. So this is also the creation of job and creation of opportunity. Then come to next. Objectors claimed the development would destroy an area of natural beauty. Now the ones who are having objection, they are going to say that this whatever the government is going to do will destroy the natural beauty, means there are going to have negative externalities of this activity, economic activity. Now let's see what are the questions. What concepts are involved in this statement? Now by looking at the statement, you have got to know that you are talking about the job, and you are talking about the opportunities, and you are talking about the development of certain economic activities. So let's see what are the choices. A choice: economic growth, resource allocation, free market equilibrium. Now see, economic growth is happening, resource allocation is also happening, but free market equilibrium can't be done, because one single factory will do nothing in macroeconomics. So this is the part of microeconomics. So this A is not going to be the answer. Now let's see what is B. Government intervention, monetary policy, and opportunity cost. Now government intervention is happening. Yes, it is happening. Monetary policy, no, it's not happening. So B will also not be the answer. Now come to C. Public goods, market prices, fiscal policy. So public good, one single factory can't be a public good. Then market prices, yes, it will have a partial impact on the market prices. Then fiscal policy, yes, it has about the fiscal policy in terms when government increases its expenditure, so it will be the fiscal policy. So it is also the part of that, but public good is not of this concern. So C is also not be the answer. Then come to the D. Supply side policy, yes, it is supply side policy because government wants to increase the supplies. Negative externalities, yes, as the critics have said that it is going to have negative impact on the local area or beauty of the area. Yes, this is also factors of production, yes, this is also. So D is going to be the right answer of this question. Now come to question number 3. Reena makes a living by selling paintings of the town in which she lives. Now imagine Reena is a girl, she is making paintings and she is going to sell into the area over where she is residing. She sells them in an open air market once a week. So she is going to have a exhibition once a week and she is going to sell her paintings over there. Now what is the scene? In order to be able to sell more pictures in a week, she decides to buy a studio. So she said, okay, why not to buy my own studio? So studio is going to be a capital good that she is going to hire. Pay someone to help in studio and try to increase demand by advertisement in the local paper. Now she is going to do 3 things. Number 1, she is going to buy a studio. This is a capital good. Then she will hire workers. This is labor. Then she is going to take the help from some local newspaper. So this is also going to be a capital good for her. Now, which factors of production were changed? Let's see. Capital only? No, not only capital. Labor and capital? Yes, labor has also changed and capital has also changed. So B could be the answer. Then labor and land? No, land she did not. Labor and land, no, she did not, because she has done some other thing. Then D, labor only. No, this is also not done. So what could be the answer? The answer might be B, that is labor and capital. Yes, this is the correct answer. Now come to next question. A market consists of 10 individuals. Now imagine in your mind that you are talking about 10 people with different demand curves. Now imagine that how would you draw the demand curves. So these are going to negatively sloping demand curves. 10 diagrams, 10 curves you are going to draw. What is a calculation that could be used as part of the process to determine the market equilibrium that in that period? Now you know that market is always sum of individuals. First of all, you are going to draw 10 demand curves, then you are going to think about one single price that could be any price. So you are going to highlight that price, and in that price how much individual A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H has demanded. So you are going to sum all the demand curves. Now let's see what are the choices. A choice: at each price add the quantities demanded by each individual. Yes, one single price and all the demands of the people on that price will be the answer. So A you are going to consider as a answer. Now let's see what is B. At each quantity average the price that each individual is prepared to pay. So at each quantity average, so this is not the answer. Then C, combine the price elasticity of demand and the price elasticity of supply at each price. Now in demand curve you need not to talk about price elasticity of demand and price elasticity of supply, because what we have to obtain is we have to get market equilibrium. And what is market? Market is the sum of individual demands. Fine. So the definition should be clear in your mind. Then D, determine the price elasticity of demand and multiply it with quantity. So this is also not going to be the answer. Now what is the answer? Answer is A. Yes. So what the thing that you have learned is your knowledge should be clear. Like you should know the basic definition. Unless you know the definitions you can't come to the conclusion, because in solution of these papers you don't have enough time to just think about, to understand and then find the answer. No, you should have abrupt answers so that you could complete your task within time. Now come to the question number 5. The diagram shows the market for a good. Okay, the equilibrium is point X. Fine. X, the government fixes a minimum price for the good at P2. Now P2 is going to be the minimum price. Now the question is about minimum price. So in minimum price you should know this is always below the equilibrium, and here the situation is we always have shortage of demand. So these two things should be clear in your mind. Now come to the questions. A, the market equilibrium will remain the same. Fine, market equilibrium will not change. Yes, definitely market equilibrium will not change. Minimum price mean that you are below the equilibrium price. Fine, this is quite obvious, this is quite clear. Okay, A could be the answer in 5th question. Now let's see what are the other choices. B, the quantity demanded will rise to Q2. Okay, Q2, fine. So we need not to talk about Q2 quantities. The quantity supplied will fall to Q3. So we need not to talk about the quantity, because we have to talk about the minimum price. So minimum price is not about Q2 and Q3. So these two will not be the answers. The D is there will be excess supply. So this is extremely not, because in minimum price or when government is going to fix a minimum price, we are always having shortage of demand. This is why the forces of demand and supply will be pushing price up, but government is going to push it down and it will fix it down. So A is going to be the answer. Let's see. Yeah, this is the answer. Now come to question number 6. How might the concept of price elasticity of demand be useful for a government? Okay, so government is going to face the problem of price elasticity of demand. Now see, government price elasticity of demand is always a relationship between one variable with another variable. The first variable is price and the other variable is quantities. So let's see what the price and quantity government is going to face. A choice: to determine the effect on employment of a change in the income tax. Okay, so effect on employment and change in income tax. So as they have changed the tax, it will definitely have nothing to do with employment. So this is not going to be the answer. B, to determine the effect on government revenue of a rise in the rate of interest. Okay, as the interest rate will go up, the government revenue will how will it be affected? Now see, interest rate or government revenue are not directly related, so this is not going to be the answer. C, to determine the effect of providing A public good. Now public goods are so many, like there are roads, there are bridges, there are so many things like public parks and hospitals, and could be any other thing. So this C is not going to be the answer. Now come to question number D, the point D, to determine the result of imposing a tariff on imports. Yes, when we are talking about tariff, it will have direct impact on the imports, so this is going to be the right answer. So question number 6 is going to have D as the answer. Now come to next question. Question number 7. Government sometimes intervene in the economy when the market fails. Now see how market fail. Market fails when there is demand supply gap, when the person wants to buy but there is nothing, their demands are not met. Fine. So come to the choices. What is most likely reason why government intervention may make the situation worse? The how government is going to make the situation worse. Now let's see what are the choices. A choice: government decisions can take a long time to have an effect. Like if the government is going to take decision, it is going to have a longer time period to have an effect. So yeah, this suits us because it happens government couldn't take immediate decisions. Their impact is always late, so this might be the situation. Now come to point P. Government consider the views of both consumers and producers. No, government is not going to take interview from consumer and producer, and they're not going to do this. No, this can't be. C. Government have more resources to calculate cost and benefits than private firms. Now see, the government is not going to do this as well because they always don't follow the cost and benefits, because they do so many things where the costs are always higher, and the purpose is to have the to provide the public properties and to provide the people with public welfare goods. Fine. So there it can't be done. So this C can't be the answer because the government will always not follow cost benefit analysis. Okay ji, then D. Government may take decisions to reduce negative externalities. Yeah, this happens that government always take decisions to decrease the impact of negative externalities, but this might not be the answer. Now what is the answer that seems correct is the answer A, because government decisions can take a longer time to have an effect. So this is going to have a this will make the situation worse. Yeah, this happens because we want immediate decisions, but government decisions are always late. Fine. So this seems the correct answer. Now come to D point. You will have to keep in mind that for 7th we had A as the answer. Fine. Come to 8th question. Which functions do central bank and commercial bank have in common? Means central bank and commercial bank, they both of them are going to have the same functions. Let's see what are their same functions. A. Acting as a banker's bank. No, this is the function of just central bank, not the commercial banks. So A is not the answer. Come to B. Controlling monetary policy. Now this is the function that is to be done by the central bank, not by the commercial bank. So B is also not going to be the answer. Now come to C. Dealing with foreign exchange. Yeah, this will be happening because commercial banks as well as central banks, they do face dealing with the foreign exchange, because like it is not happening that only people are going to the commercial banks, to the central banks for the foreign dealings, foreign exchange, but they go to the commercial banks as well. So this is C is going to be the correct answer. Then come to D. Supervising the banking system. Now supervision of banking system would be done by only central bank. This is not common between commercial bank and central bank. So this is also not the answer. Now what is the answer that we have decided? That is C. Now come to the answers. For 7 we had A as the answer. Yes, we are correct. Then for 8 we had C answer. So here also we are correct. Now come to question number 9. What may cause an individual to save a higher proportion of their income? Now you want to save your income. So let's see, why do you want to save your income? A belief that the prices of goods will rise in future. Now if you are going to assume that prices are going to go up, you will be definitely buying more and you will be more consumption oriented at that time. You won't be a saver at that time. So A will not be the answer. B. A fall in the rate of interest paid by the country's banks. So again read it. A fall in the rate of interest paid by the country's banks. Now country is going to pay, there is a fall in the interest rate. So how this will be happening? Definitely it will also not happen. So B is also not the answer. Now come to C. A fear that income will fall in future. Yeah, if you think that your income is going to decrease in future, right now you may increase your savings because you don't want to go you can say out of credit. So this is going to be the right answer. Then come to D. A rise in the individual's wish to enjoy higher consumption immediately. This is also not the answer. So what is the answer? The answer is C. Now come to question number 10. When might a trade union be most likely to achieve a good pay deal for the members? Now trade union is going to claim that our members' salaries should increase. Now let's see how. A. When labor costs are high percentage of the firm's total cost. Now see, if labor costs are high and they have a bigger share in the firm total cost, if the union will be asking the company or the firm to increase their wages, it will have adverse impact on the firm's total cost, and it will even push the firm into more losses. So this will not encourage the firms to increase their salaries. Rather they would downsize their companies because they will feel that we are getting loss. So how could we increase the salaries of the people at this moment? So A will not be the answer. Now B. When rival firms successfully introduce an alternative product. Now see, rival firm is introducing a new product, so this has nothing to do with firm A. Fine, so this is also not be the answer. C. When the firm is introducing capital intensive production. Now when a company is going to adopt capital intensive technology, it means they are hiring more machinery rather than hiring more labor. So when they are going to hire more machinery, it means they are going to replace human being with the machinery. So at this point of time, how could you ask the company to increase your wages? So this is also not going to be the answer. Now come to D point. When the firm is making large profits, definitely this is going to be the suitable, because when a company is enjoying more and more profits, at that time you can ask your company to increase your salaries, because company is going to be in a very good mood, so you can do this thing. So for 10, D would be the correct answer. Let's see, for 9 we had A. Yes, we had C as answer, and for 10 we had D as answer. So we are correct with these two answers. Now let's see what is in question number 11. What is found in a competitive market? Now see, in competitive market mean anyone can come to the company for their production. No matter they are big investors or they are very small investors, because there is a competitive market, free competitive market, so you can come. Now let's see what are the options. A. Every firm earns large profits. So this is the matter of firms. You may either earn more profits or less profits. So this is not the answer. B. Firms with limited capital can enter the market. So this is not going to happen. That firm only with limited capital is coming. No, anyone can come. So C. The cost of production are always lower than in monopoly. Now see, you are not going to do a comparison with monopoly market and with competitive market. This could be also not the answer. D. There is limited choice for consumer, like consumers are going to have a limited choice. No, this is also not happening. So let's see, go back. A was every firm earns large profit, so this is not the answer. B. Firm with limited capital can enter the market. Yeah, this is the answer. Yes, this is the answer, because with unlimited capital even you can come forward and start up your business. Fine, the investors who have very less amount in their hands, they can also come forward because it is a competitive market. So B was the correct answer. Fine, so let's see. Yeah, B is the correct answer. We are okay. Now let's see what is in question number 12. What benefit is likely to result from the extension of specialization with manufacturing? Fine, if you are having manufacturing, you are having specialization. So specialization means when you are best at doing something, and in manufacturing mean manufacturing. So come to A choice. For a consumer, there are more individually made goods available. So more goods are available for the consumers. Okay, yes, this could be, but this is not. B, for a consumer there could be a lower cost of living. Yeah, when a country is having specialization, it means the country is cost effective, and when country is cost effective, they are going to provide cheaper products. So B is going to be the answer here. Come to C, for an employee job satisfaction will increase. No, this is not the part. For D, for an employee the nature of work is more varied. No, this is not happening. So D, C and D can't be the answer. So the answer could be B. Let's see what is in question number 13. The diagram shows the average total cost curves for 4 firms and how they change as output increases. Fine. So average total cost is the sum of, now see, total cost. Total cost is the sum of total variable cost and total fixed cost. And average total cost is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable cost. Fine. Now come to A choice. Here you can see on one side we always keep outputs and on the other side we always keep cost. Now cost is decreasing. Now see, what is the original cost curve? That is, it is always U-shaped, means it is high in the beginning, then it goes down and down, because initially the fixed cost was high, but as well as you started producing more of the product, your variable cost started contributing to the fixed cost, and the overall impact on the per item cost will go down and down and down, and it will reaches a minimum, and then it will rise up. Fine. So A could be the answer. Now let's see either it is A answer or not. Now B. In B you see uprising average total cost. It means not only the average fixed cost but variable cost. So average fixed cost is going to have a high impact. So variable cost is unable to decrease it, rather it is moving up and up. So this could not be the answer. C, it is a straight line. So straight line mean whatever is the fixed cost, the same is the variable cost, so it is not less. Then D, in D it is uprising. So uprising mean increasing and increasing. Now what was the question? Which firm has the highest fixed cost? So highest fixed cost mean the more pressure of fixed cost upon the variable cost. Fine. So A is going to be the answer, because in A you can see that fixed cost and variable costs are in a normal line, as we say that it is U-shaped curve. Fine. So it is the best answer over here. Now for that B, and here it is A. Now come to question number 14. The table shows a firm's total revenue and total cost at different levels of output. Now, which level of output gives maximum profit? Now, what is the formula for profit? Total revenue minus total cost. Fine. So, which level of output gives maximum profit? So, where we are getting more of the profit? In A, B, or C, or D? So, let's see what is in A. A, total revenue minus total cost is 15 minus 15, 0. So, this will not be. B, 20 minus 18 is 2. So this 2 is the answer. Fine. Keep in mind. Then for C, 25 minus 25. So 5 is the answer. Okay, keep in mind. Then D, 30 minus 21 is equals to 9. So the most good profit you are getting at D point. So D is going to be the answer over here. Then come to question number 15. A large pizza chain in United States decided to sell sandwiches as well as to try to increase its revenues. Which term describes this change? Okay, a large pizza chain in US decided to sell sandwiches as well as try to increase its revenues. Okay, they wanted to open up a new branch of production, that was sandwiches, and they just wanted that we are going to have more of the revenue. Definitely every firm wants to earn more revenues. Come to A. A is diversification. Like definitely if you are going to open up a new branch of production, it means you are having diversification. So this could be the answer. B, the externalities. No, we are not talking about externalities. C, horizontal merger. No, we are not talking about merging here. D, vertical merger. No, we are not talking about any merging here. So A is going to be the answer, because company is going to have diversification in its production lines. So let's see. For 14 we decided D, so this is the correct answer, and for 15 we decided about A. This is also the correct answer. Now here I would like to finish this video, because it has become very lengthy, and part 2 of this paper will be in my next video. So I hope that you have liked my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.